We've been recording this whole time.
Arg, we getting into it, me bucko.
Are we ready?
SpongeBob, you're spending all me money.
You're wasting all me recording time.
Welcome to the Better1 podcast, your source of better entertainment news. My name is Tyler Wells, and I'm with the man who failed No Nut November at 12:01 a.m., Josh Dawson.
You're damn tootin' I did.
And I wouldn't take none of it back.
Not to mention No Shave November is going on the carpet and the drapes, if you catch my drift.
I don't think I've seen you shave in, 2 years almost now?
Year and a half.
I mean, you trimmed it, but, I haven't seen you baby-faced.
Yeah, I haven't been me with baby face is kind of weird.
Yeah, it kind of is.
My face is, I'm like, that's not me. That's a child.
I feel like, at least when you have your beard, you look like less of a skinhead.
True. If my hair's
if
my hair's short, yeah, then I kind of do look like a skin.
We played Red Dead Redemption, which is absolutely taking up my life.
I don't think we've had lives outside of Red Dead Redemption this week. Everything we've done is related to the Wild West.
It came out the 26th, right?
Yeah, last Friday.
Oh my gosh, we've been playing for so long.
Yeah.
And then I finally got on chapter 5, which you left at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
And they kept me in the game for another hour and a half doing one mission, doing all the side parts to it. They're like, go to this place, do this part, do this. And I'm just I'm so tired. I'm too old for this. I'm getting calluses on my thumbs. My legs aren't working anymore.
Single player has 6 chapters.
I had to buy a hover round.
Yeah. In case anybody wasn't aware, the idea is, I guess they're probably just trying to keep us busy until they could drop multiplayer, which they're saying is going to be the middle of November.
Yeah, I'm sure. So I think they don't want people to not play the story, because every time, a lot of times I get games, if it has multiplayer, I'll just roll right into that. Yeah, because I want to play it with my friends.
And usually with Rockstar, a lot of the stuff that's in the single player gets incorporated into the multiplayer somehow, whether it be the side missions or just
I think a lot of it has to do with
time.
Free play. So with GTA was doing that,
right?
Free play, but you can also do missions, which it feels like you're playing story
and
with your friends.
What I've read, I don't know how true it is, but they're saying there's going to be private sessions, which will be really cool in Red Dead, especially because Tyler and I and our friend Stevie, that's all we did 2 summers in a row was play GTA 4 on private mode and just fuck around.
Hide and go seek with Stevie going silent for hours hunting us.
He would literally be like Jason, we wouldn't see him for a while, then all of a sudden he would just come out of nowhere in a chopper dun 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 dun.
One time he crashed the jet on top of us.
Yeah.
We see the blip and we're like, it's him! And he crashes it on top of us.
Kamikazes.
And he misses, and we're like, what happened?
And we're not kidding, folks. He wouldn't start talking until a certain point. We'd be like, Stevie, don't do this, please, oh God! And then he would just be laughing maniacally or start talking all of a sudden.
So I want to say they probably they do that, and then I think they want you to play the story, because I want to say they're probably trying to win awards,
right.
Game of the Year and stuff like that.
Which I'm sure they will.
Already they made $725 million in a weekend, which I think it made it the biggest entertainment release of all time.
Over the
it's
Infinity
Avengers.
Wars.
Yeah, it's Infinity War. They made $640 million.
Right. So
it's pretty good, because to put it in scale, GTA 5 made $1 billion in 3 days. So I think it got second to that, because I don't think it beat the record.
No, but I'm wondering, because GTA 5 had the multiplayer day 1, even though it was kind of spotty.
Yeah.
And that's my thinking, is that's why they didn't include it with this release right away, is they wanted to tune it up before they were let's let the whole world onto it, because
with how bad it was.
It was crashing every 5 minutes. I remember I had to wait at least 3 weeks before I could play GTA 5 online, because it was the prequel mission that you couldn't get into to start the damn thing, and that was what you needed to even do anything. So
yeah, so I think it's just they're just trying to get more people into it.
But I think they definitely, overall, the graphics are good, the storyline is pretty good, minus a few just filler bullshit missions like Rockstar always does.
Yeah, they want you to act it's not all action all the time. You get something that makes you want the
cinematic experience.
Yeah, open the crayfish trap.
Yeah, there's a gator in here, huh?
Oh boy. That the iPad Pro got released, and I don't know if you heard that it's going to be more powerful than the Xbox One S.
What?
In CPU computing power.
Why? What's the point?
So my guess is, I don't know if you know that Samsung, they're trying to push gaming, because they partner up with Fortnite.
mobile.
And so they always say, like, oh, Samsung is the best option for that. You know, Samsung and Apple always compete.
Right.
So I think with the iPad Pro is they're trying to do that, is to get mobile gaming, because they say that mobile gaming is one of the, like, biggest parts of it, that more people game now because of mobile gaming.
But what other mobile games are there right now besides, like, Fortnite and
it's just any
PUBG and stuff?
I mean, it's just any other game. So you can talk about even just app games that you play on your phone just to kill time. There's people that they solely play mobile games.
That's true.
And that's what they sell it as. Is of course that, you know, people are going to buy Apple products because they want that.
And they're like, I'm a gamer, and it's like, what do you play?
Yeah, they're a gamer.
Angry Birds, bro.
Candy Crush.
Yeah.
Like that stuff like that counts. They count that as mobile gaming.
Just maniacal.
Yeah,
pro gamer. I'm a pro on Candy Crush, brah.
Yeah, to me, I think. Well, they also have another one I know that they have a pro team. It's called Clash Royale.
Oh yeah,
it's Clash. It's like Clash of Clans, but it's like a, I don't know, like a card duel game.
Yeah, I got wrapped into Clash of Clans.
I watched
10 minutes.
Watched a whole tournament of that.
Really?
It was like 25 minutes long. I watched like the last round. And I was like, I don't understand this at all. And I was
but were they really playing it on their phone, or were they playing it on an iPad?
Yeah, they have full teams that they played on their phone. They have, I think it's, I want to say it's 5.
Really?
It's 5v5, and they connect their phones, and they do that. And I was like, that's so weird that you can do that now.
That is weird. So the idea, essentially, with the iPad is that they're trying to do that, but with a bigger screen, bigger
with
keyboard,
a bigger CPU, you can do more things, and you can run games smoother.
Right.
But to me, it's all about peripherals.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to play anything with my finger and tap on the screen and
That's true.
aim with this and that. Like, it's never going to feel natural.
Well, and that was one of the things that pissed me off about E3 this year with Bethesda, like, besides that random space game.
Like
that
the VR?
That, and then they came out with the Blades mobile game.
Yeah, I don't know why
and that's really just a filler until they can get fucking Elder Scrolls 7 out.
Yeah, stuff like that where it's hack and slash to where you can just tap and do it.
So, and I just didn't see that as like, wow, that'll really take up some of my time. I can't wait to play that, like, on a little ass iPhone screen.
I think it's ridiculous to try to push an iPad, which you know it's going to be, 3 times more expensive than an Xbox. Right. So, who's going to buy it for that reason alone?
Yeah, I mean, iPads are just essentially for porn and mobile documents on the go.
And that's why you lost at 1201.
That's why I lost at 1201. Yes, it is. Speaking of those that are taking an L, I know we had...
There's a lot of people taking L's this week.
There's a lot of people taking L's this week, but one of those that... I mean, I know we had our Halloween episode last week, but we're going to talk about a couple Halloween costumes just to top it all off, but... O.J. Simpson, the Juice, the man that I've studied quite a bit, Orenthal James Simpson.
We got a white Bronco.
He was spotted at a Halloween party as a doctor, but wait, not just any doctor, an OBGYN.
Is he Dr. Love?
No, he's Dr. Seymour Bush, OBGYN. And that shit killed me, because, like, he's taking a picture, like, cheese and hardcore, like, look at me. I can get away with anything.
I mean, I think he's probably proven that by now, right?
It's true. It is 2018, so yeah.
I think if I ever go that route and be like, I'm going to get my doctorate, I'm just going to change my name legally to that. It's not going to be Seymour Bush, MD.
MD. But it just cracked me up because his face was just like, yeah, I did it. I'm at a Hollywood party.
See, it's funny though is that OJ doesn't get in trouble as he's always proved, but Shaun White got in trouble because do you know what he dressed as, Josh? I don't know if you saw it or not.
I did not. Was it? What would I just something that Shaun White would dress up at? Like I think he would dress up as like a Mountain Dew can or something since he's sponsored by him.
Talk about Mountain Dews, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, like, to me, it's like, I mean, you think, Shaun White can't get in trouble. Like, why would Shaun White get in trouble? So I remember seeing like Halloween costume. I'm like, oh, it's probably going to be like something normal. Like, it's something. Because, like, all
not
these
offensive at all.
Yeah, all these people have been dressing up, and he got in trouble because he dressed up as Simple Jack. I don't know if you guys have seen Tropic Thunder or not, but that's a character that Ben Stiller plays in the movie.
Brent Speedman or Tug Speedman.
Tug Speedman.
Yeah.
And then he goes, so he played a Simple Jack, and that's where he plays like a fully mentally challenged like person, and they're always like, you never go full retard, and that's what like ruined his career, because he basically got typecast as that person.
And it was definitely like a total jab at Forrest Gump, because or I Am Sam, like it was just those big actors playing like mentally handicapped.
Well, it's like I think it's like DiCaprio too.
That's true, like, from What's He in Gilbert Grape.
Yeah.
But the one thing I think I showed you afterwards is I was reading something about Ben Stiller came to Shaun White's defense, and I was like, that does what? Like what is Ben Stiller coming to his defense?
I think that,
and then that's when we both talked about that story, and I'm like, oh, okay.
One thing that's wrong about it is, like I said, he's an Olympian. So the problem with being an Olympian is that they also have the Special Olympics. So it's a little harder to defend because he's not a comedian. Like Ben Stiller, he's a comedian,
right? So
he can justify, well, I'm just doing it for laughs, even if it might be a little offensive.
Yeah, that is kind of low, seeing as, like you said, like they have the Olympics obviously sponsors the Special Olympics or vice versa, and he is a hero among kids still. I think, I don't know. I mean, he was when we were kids. Like, I mean, we knew who he was. You know,
I think if you say Shaun White, everyone knows who Shaun White is. Usually,
that's true. Shaun White snowboarding dude on GameCube.
It hit the McTwisted.
McTwisty dude.
Wrong sport.
I haven't been watching The Walking Dead, but I know...
I'm sure you saw it, because I think most people saw that Andrew Lincoln's he's gonna take a leave from the show. Like, he's done with it fully.
What I read is that his family, he's from England, so his family is in England, and he's over in the States in Georgia filming The Walking Dead for like 8 months out of the year, and I'm assuming that's like more than one season, so because they're only like 12 episodes each. I think.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really know how long they take, considering how they do it all.
So, to me, I don't see it as a bad thing, because if I didn't read the graphic novel, but I know enough that Carl is supposed to be in Rick's shoes at this point and being the leader, and Rick's supposed to be dead, not Carl. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
That's probably like a fan favorite thing. Is
probably
I think he's a lot of people's favorite.
Yeah, but it kind of pissed me off too, because with Carl's character, the actor, whatever his name is, I don't know his name off the top of my head. He was like, yeah, I'm 18, like I didn't really get a chance to be a kid because I was doing this fucking show. And they're like, well, you know what? We're just going to kill you off then. Like, AMC's just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I didn't get to be a kid. I got to be rich.
Yeah, and it's like, you're out, and the kid's parents actually tried to defend him, and they're like, that's pretty messed up that, how it ended for him and stuff, which I kind of agree with, but yeah, like you said, I mean, they make money hand over fist, and all they have to do is just stand there at, like, Comic-Con, and they go, that's Carl, or that's Rick,
He's gonna be fine. I don't know why you'd be that upset that, I got killed off. It's like, that's pretty much all they can do.
That's true.
Like, what are they going to do? Carl, he moved.
Carl.
So,
I mean, I think I honestly stopped watching, like, probably season 6 or 7. I don't even know which one we're on right now.
Yeah, it was earlier.
It's just become, like, this melodramatic, like, zombie story. It's not even, like, all action and like trying to survive. It's just like, well, this person's fucking this person, and let's have this like these aside conversations for like 30 minutes at a time, and it's like, this is
I can only take so many cliffhangers and shows like that,
especially during the season finale. It's just like, well, wait till next season in October.
Yeah,
and
it's a little hard for me to be hyped 6 months later.
Yeah, and you're like, great, cool. So, but I know that's their big cash cow besides Breaking Bad. Better Call Saul, I guess, is kind of becoming that.
I think that's more like a cult one now, because ever since it got pushed to Netflix.
Better Call Saul did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know
they
that.
started putting the first couple seasons weren't as popular.
Right.
And they moved it to Netflix. Like, it got onto Netflix and people started watching it. They started liking it and watching it more.
And then
so that kind of added fuel to the fire to watch it on TV.
Right.
And that's why Better Call Saul has been more popular, because when I watched it, I didn't really like it.
Yeah, I heard the first 2 seasons were kind of... Mm-hmm. But AMC overall does kind of know how to either milk a show, or they know how to at least tell the story to where you're like, all right, I'm hooked, and like it's getting good.
Yeah, it gets you at least for a couple seasons.
Yeah, and it's not like,
over it.
It's not too bad. But those that are actually staying, which is great news to me and Tyler, is Alex Trebek is not leaving Jeopardy until 2020.
Surprised that he has a date on it. I'm surprised it's not till death do us part.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
actually married Jeopardy.
But my thinking is, I think who would be a perfect replacement would be Will Ferrell, but he has to dress up as Alex Trebek, like when he goes on stage as him.
Oh, Trebek.
Yeah, and then they have, a Burt Reynolds wannabe in there, like as Norm Macdonald, and then, he said that he was leaving like 2019 originally, and he had like two candidates that he himself like endorsed, which was a female news reporter and then a male who was like an announcer at like at an NHL team, like at their home games, and I'm like,
I already see the one I got picked is Neil deGrasse Tyson. I think that would be good because he's getting a little older.
Or Bill Nye.
Yeah, Bill Nye would be really good.
That'd be kind of cool.
It's got to go. It's got like the Jeopardy thing. It's a Bill.
Something
like that.
But that's how you have to answer the question. Bill. Oh yes. Stacy from Kokomo.
You can sit on the buzzer. They're just like raising their hand. Bill.
So I was actually kind of happy to hear about that because I know that this season on Jeopardy they did who's gonna vote if Alex keeps his beard or not, and he literally just got like a little old man stubble, and I'm like, that's not a beard.
Stash.
Yeah, and then
the stash was solid,
and I'm like, that's not like, you need to bring back like the flavor saver Trebek, like that's what'll bring the honeys back.
Yeah, you know it. William Daniels broke up a burglary, apparently.
And if you don't know who Mr. William Daniels is, it is either the voice of Kit from Knight Rider, or as 90s children, we know him as Mr. Feeney. So, I read the story too. I thought that was pretty. He's like 80-something, 84, 85.
Yeah, so they're commending him because he's so old. So it's like, wow, he's breaking up this burglary like he's some sort of badass. And I'm just imagining that guy walked in like to break into the house, and he just saw him. And he's just like, Feeney, and just passed out because he was starstruck.
Or he did like his Kit voice, "Hello, Michael."
Like, oh, like terrified. Like,
I think all he did was turn on the porch light, and they ran. And I'm just like, wow, those are some fearless robbers there. Porch light!
He just realized he forgot his gun, and he's like, oh no.
But I did read too that they're saying that they were actually kind of surprised because it's like a string of celebrity robberies going on in California. Like, I know Kendall Jenner got hit.
I mean, if you're going to think about it, you're going to try to rob that because it's not like they keep full staff security, even though they can probably afford it. Like
Shaq's house, I think almost got broken into, but his ex-wife was like, I see y'all like yelling through the Ring doorbell thing, and then they all like booked it. So it's kind of funny. So
they've got a giant guarding this facility.
I saw Will Friedle, who played Eric, was like, "Yeah, go, Mr. Feeney. Nobody messes with Mr. Feeney," or something like that, which I thought was pretty cute. I was like, Will Friedle, where have you been? Yeah. Playing Ron Stoppable was the last time we ever saw you.
Do we need him back though?
No, but he's not a bad voice actor though. He wasn't bad. We rolled into some stories that we cared about, but now we're going to roll into stories we don't give a shit about this week.
It's definitely been dry. It's been drier than my DMs.
Well, join the club there, pal. No Nut November. Hello.
Sorry, that mine has the tumbleweed git just rolling through it all the time.
The one we saw, one of two stories that involves white rappers. Post Malone is collaborating with Crocs. Yeah, I said it. Ladies and gentlemen, he's collaborating with Crocs shoes.
As if life wasn't white trash enough.
So I can only imagine, like, it's probably like Popeye's, like, biscuits, like, on the Crocs or something. Like,
doesn't he drink Bud Light all the time? See, I think a better collab, because I know what do they have, like, little devils on them or something like that? Yeah,
those are the ones we saw.
The better one would have been little Bud Lights on them. I would have copped those instantly.
Those would be kind of dope. But apparently they're already sold out, which I find that hard to believe.
That's just a trend. It doesn't matter how they look. They just want it so they can have it. Because if it sells out, it's kind of like Supreme.
Yeah.
How Supreme always does that they do limited runs.
Right.
So it makes more people want it, even though it's a box logo that says Supreme in it.
Well, and even like Yeezys, for example, too. Like,
that's how that's like whole like marketing.
Well, and then they can turn around and sell it on eBay for like twice as much.
Yeah, they upsell it. Yeah, it's like because I know a lot of things like that have resale markets. So Yeezys, that's why they always sell out.
Which you wouldn't think it would for some reason.
It's just instead of making the stock, they make it limited, and then they get the money. The resellers get the money, and it kind of keeps the whole thing going.
Little side note here, but Post Malone was actually on the Ghost Adventures lockdown for Halloween. Because he was on one episode, and I thought it was hilarious because Zach Bagans was like, he's a celebrity, and he's one of our biggest fans. And I'm like, that's all you could find? Like, I'm sure there's more than one celebrity that watches it or has watched Ghost Adventures at one point.
I don't know, man. I really just, like, picture Post Malone sitting at his house just scrolling through basic cable, being like, dude, Ghost Adventures tight.
Sick! But he got invited back, and I don't know if it was in this episode or, like, one previously, but they touched, like, this... Or Zach touched this cursed box. Cursed, quote
cursed
unquote.
Box. I've touched a few cursed boxes in my life.
Yeah. Join the club, pal. And I guess Post touched Zach on his shoulder, and they tried to link that to, like, that's why he's been having all this bad luck, like the plane he almost crashing. And then he got, like, his house robbed when he wasn't home or something.
I was going to make a joke about Zach Bagan. He was, like, walking down a corridor and he sees Post Malone's face, and that's why he got scared. so the ghost just says Post Malone. Just like, what? Snuck up on me there, bud.
All of a sudden, White Iverson. You're like, huh?
Oh, that was his worst.
That doesn't make any sense. The other white rapper that we have that we don't give a fuck about news this week is... Iggy Azalea.
Your ears aren't safe anymore.
Yeah.
She's unsigned from her record label.
Which I didn't know how... Because she got signed... Because she was on T.I.'s label, though.
Yeah, she was at Def Jam, and then she got moved to another label. She's like, oh, I'm finally away from Def Jam. I can, start getting my creative, path,
And I can't lie, when Iggy first came on the scene, like in 2011, 2012, like I liked some of her earlier stuff. But it just slowly...
You're going to admit that, aren't you?
No, but this was before, like, Black Widow, baby, and, like, those stupid-ass songs. Like, she was actually rapping, and it wasn't, like...
ever since I saw that mumbling video of her on stage, I can't take it seriously.
And everybody's like, what did she just say?
She said the best thing she's ever put out is when she fell off stage.
True. That's a good point. So
that was the biggest hit.
She's unsigned, people, so you know what that means. She's either going to fade into obscurity or she's going to, like...
Oh, she's ready. She can make all the music she likes, how she likes, when she likes, and she's releasing it.
Yeah, well...
So, get your calendars out.
Wake me up when Creation comes back, and he's like, I'm back! I'm back!
I'm back! Where's my dick?
I saw y'all being white trashed without me.
Just like if it wasn't ridiculous enough that all the stuff that Post Malone, Iggy's going like, oh, I'm going to post this hot music, still not as bad as Piranha Plant being in Super Smash Brothers.
Why? Like, who in the development team was like, who would make a dope fighter in the new Super Smash Brothers?
There's some guy who's just he's a diehard. He's like, fucking love Piranha Plant. He's going in. And he's like, I will risk my life, liberty, paycheck, all for this. I'm going in. I'm putting him in. You can't stop me. Fire me.
I'm not gonna lie. I'd rather have Koopa Troopa or Bullet Bill in there before I'd want Piranha Plant.
This Bullet Bill just zoom across the screen.
Just knocks everybody off the map.
Stop picking him. Yeah. That's all he does.
That's not fair, guy.
You gotta duck him though. You gotta
oh god. I mean,
I'm just trying to figure out what Piranha Plant's gonna do. I mean, he's in a pot, like a pot,
like a ceramic pot, like a clay pot,
like an actual planter pot. And he's just doing like hopping around like the Pixar character.
Yeah, the Pixar lamp.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. I don't know why of all things they would pick that. And I know that I saw a thing on Twitter. It was a picture of Luigi or Waluigi and the Piranha Plant, and they were like, one of these characters is a Super Smash Brothers character. And so everyone's like, oh, Waluigi, and it's Piranha Plant.
Piranha Plant. Yeah. Hope you like Piranha Plant, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I will be getting this game. It just, really depends on where we're at with Red Dead. 2 months or a month from now, because I think it comes out like November 7th or something, or December 7th.
I think from Titanic, where she's like, it's been 40 years.
Yeah. And we're still just sitting there like, we love this game.
Sitting there, my thumbs are just locked into place on the controller.
We're just like locked jaw, like I love this game.
I stroke out because I haven't moved my legs, and I have a stroke from it.
Due to lack of blood.
The clots.
Oh, the clots. I don't know. When we went and saw Halloween last weekend, we saw the upcoming trailer for Bohemian Rhapsody, which, if people don't know, it's the story of Queen and how they got started.
Yeah, it's a whole biopic, and it focuses a lot on Freddie Mercury. And then Rami Malek, right?
Rami? Yeah, Rami. He was in Mr. Robot.
Yeah. Pacific. He was Snafu.
He was in Pacific, which he was a good part in that, too.
Mm-hmm. He's got that Creole accent.
Right.
Cajun
accent. He's from those two shows, and he plays Freddie Mercury in this movie.
Yeah, so he was getting a lot of positive reviews because he's Egyptian as well, which is Freddie Mercury's got a background like that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's Egyptian and he has African roots because I think let's say his dad's from Tanzania.
Oh, really?
Something like that. Yeah,
huh, I never knew that.
And so that's where his roots come from, and then they moved to, of course, the UK.
So he plays Freddie Mercury in this, and it looked like from what you see in the trailer, it shows them creating Bohemian Rhapsody, for example, and then him. If you go backwards...
They'll never play it on the radio.
Yeah, and Mike Myers has his little bit in there where he's the record executive saying that kids will never be banging their heads in cars to this music, and lo and behold... Yeah. From the articles I've read so far and Tyler's read, they've all bashed it, saying that it's not as good. Right now, the audience score on this movie is 95%, and critics score is 60%. So
it's all I always say, just... We have to stop listening to critics.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you might as well just listen to the audience score and your peers and people who have actually seen it.
That's true. I just thought it would have a big opening weekend, but even before, Tuesday, they were saying it's not going to do anything. It's going to flop. And
the only thing is that when they make articles like that, and I know that critics will always write articles because that's what they get paid to do, but they bash things really fast.
Right.
And I know the biggest blowback I've seen so far is that they're talking about that in Bohemian Rhapsody that they do, he came out that he was diagnosed with AIDS and HIV, and he said that he told the band before Live Aid and that they reunited because of that, and then they performed Live Aid, and it turns out that he waited 2 years to do that.
What, and Live Aid was a big...
Yeah, and then they toured for, I think it was 6 months.
Previously.
Before they did Live Aid. And so in the movie that they dramatize it for no reason.
They just gloss over it.
Yeah, they're like, oh, well, this makes a better plot point, so they change them. And it's supposed to be a biopic, so it's supposed to be all true.
Yeah, that's like them doing the Straight Outta Compton story, but Eazy-E's never in it, or something like that. And you're like, huh?
Well, yeah, it's like they, change up the violence, and, stuff like that.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, this actually never happened. You hear that, you're like, that sucks. I don't want to watch something that's made up.
Right.
Especially if you're going to watch someone who's so popular, like Queen's.
Yeah,
such a popular
and I feel
band.
like if that's the case, then it definitely minimizes what he did for the AIDS movement in the 80s.
That's what they're saying is that them making up that fact is what changed it.
Right, and then not to mention how essential he was to rock and roll back then, because he more or less saved it back then, because there wasn't really much people or old school bands doing it back then. At that point,
and to come out the way he did, and he did it so publicly, and he talked about it, is that helped people.
It spread
with
awareness,
the disease and spread the awareness, and they say he's a major component in that for the 80s.
So, and I've been raised on Queen since I was a little kid, so it's kind of I hope it's better than what we've originally heard. I'm sure it will be. I mean, like you said, we just have to really depend on our own kind of criticism than the audience. But except for Halloween, the newest Halloween, because I was asked.
So many people told me they liked that, and I was like, are you even a fan of the original?
I got chewed out for it, and I'm like, they're like, well, why do you think that way? I'm like, well, you could listen to episode 3 of our Halloween podcast, and you could
plug,
and you could just hear what I have to say about it. Then,
yeah, we'll just like we don't even talk to people anymore. We just start plugging the show,
right?
And you can hear my opinion later. On the show.
Yeah. You'll hear it on this next episode if you want.
I think I did say that like a couple times this week. I was like, well, we do talk about that on the podcast.
Yeah, if you want to subscribe.
We're famous.
We're famous now
in our own minds. If you're not famous in your own minds, you're not famous anywhere.
Yeah. Katie, can you please bring in the caviar and the champagne?
Quick.
With the quickness.
I don't think that movie. I mean, even if they say it's bad, I don't think it can be worse than the 4 upcoming Avatar movies.
4 of them,
and apparently 2 of them have already been filmed. And so that first one's supposed to come out. What is it?
2020.
Yeah, 2020. It's going to come out.
And the first one came out in like 2008, 2009,
something like that. Yeah.
So
they like revolutionized CGI.
And they've just been filming these 2 on the DL, apparently, because I haven't heard much.
Yeah, like they just filmed it, and there's so much CGI in it that's how long it takes. It's going to take till 2020 to make the first one.
Right.
Which I think is ridiculous that they do that.
Yeah, that's kind of like, I liked that movie, but to me it was basically just a modernized version of Cowboys and Indians, almost, or like the white settlers coming in on a indigenous group and taking over their resources, and I'm like, well, that's great.
That's kind of like a movie trope in a way.
Yeah, it is.
It's just that's what happens, and everything goes wrong. Mm-hmm. Oh wait, he falls in love with the
Pocahontas, aka
the enemy.
Yeah,
stuff like that. So. But The Way of Water is due December 18, 2020.
Which that'll be a Christmas blockbuster.
Yet again, it'll go right in my calendar next to Izalea's hot album.
Yeah. I'm so fancy. I'm wondering if they're trying to like space it out because of how big Star Wars has come back with a vengeance, with how many movies they're trying to push out.
I mean, I think the problem with having such like popular franchises, especially for Disney, is that they're going to compete in box offices if you push them too close together.
Right, and they don't want that.
So who knows how far along something might be? Let's just delay it a little bit.
They want the records, and the income from the ticket sales, basically. And I honestly haven't been, because at Walt Disney World they have at Animal Kingdom they have the what do they call
I think it's Avatar Land.
Avatar Land, but it has.
I don't know how they couldn't come up with a better name than Avatar.
I thought
Land.
it had a name to it, and no,
I don't think so. I think it's just Avatar Land.
But yeah, I haven't been there. I've seen pictures. It looks kind of cool, but I don't. Again, I don't know who's really like, we need Avatar Land at Disney, huh?
I think it's just another thing that you have to be like that big of a fan, because it's kind of like Harry Potter World.
But, well, true, but at least by the time Harry Potter World came out, we had all the movies by then. This one, we've had one movie, and it's like, we should make a part of the park dedicated to that.
I mean, it is. Like, it was the first movie wasn't it? First movie to make $1 billion?
I think, yeah. I think all time, or something like that. Like, all time sales. I don't think it was like the first opening weekend or anything. I think it was like all time sales, or worldwide, maybe. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. So,
yeah, that's kind of part of it, and then it's got the cult following.
That's true. So, I mean, I'll see it, but I don't think I'll see these 4.
I can't see myself being like, I want 4,
Yeah, it's coming. All these sequels, you just wonder if that's really what it is just to make money instead of, like, tell a good story.
It's also, like movies, they've kind of been like that recently. As long as they can get you in that seat, like, they've won.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
that's why I don't think they like the internet, because that's why they always try to shut down the internet. Yeah. Because people, they either talk about their movies, and it forces people not to go see the movie. Yeah, that's why they sponsor critics to, this is the best movie ever. Yeah. Stuff like that. That's why they pay for that.
Joshua Dawson, Halloween sucked. No, we didn't tell you to say that.
Yeah.
We paid you to say it was great.
You say Halloween sucks, but it's like Halloween was great, and they, like, change it and put it on the screen.
Yeah. I didn't say that at all. And speaking of...
Yeah, they got you, like, on an NDA where you can't say I didn't say it.
Damn.
It got me again.
Rats. Speaking of more. Well, this is more. I guess it is kind of a sequel, but it is a prequel.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming
sequel prequel.
They're coming out with 2 prequel series for Game of Thrones, and I know you're not a big Game of Thrones fan.
I mean, like I said, it's probably because it's been so spotty of what I've actually seen, because I don't have HBO.
Yeah, it's worth the watch.
We're about the skin of Max in my house.
Yeah, and Showtime.
We don't want none of that HB below.
Or like I call it, blow time.
Yeah, that's what it's blow time.
After 1 a.m., it's blow time.
Areola 51.
Areola 51, which is a breastwick. So
that was what it was, which is impressive. Good high school times.
They're doing the prequel. The first one that's supposed to come out is like, I think 2,000 years before the timeline we're on now. That's about to end next year with 8 episodes. And the biggest announcement they've had for it thus far is Naomi Watts got cast as a lead in it.
I don't even know what thing Naomi Watts has really been in,
and that's
to justify anyone getting
for her. That's the thing. I'm like, I know her name real well, but like, noteworthy.
Why do we know her name so well?
She was in King Kong, the 2005 one with Jack Black and Adrian Brody.
Oh, yeah, that's right at the top of my movie list.
Yeah, wow. And then
if I ever got put in prison on a murder charge and they were like, you can only have one movie, it'd be King Kong 2005.
Yeah, with Adrian Brody and Jack Black.
Because I loved Adrian Brody and Jack Black. And Naomi Watts.
And
I like when the monkey squeezes her.
Yeah. I like when he fights that there Tyrannosaurus Rex. She was also in J. Edgar, which was the biopic about J. Edgar Hoover with Leonardo DiCaprio starring as J. Edgar, but I saw the movie and I honestly didn't remember she was in it until I looked it up, and I'm like,
still didn't get him the Oscar.
And I'm like, that's pretty.
Still didn't get him on the Oscar.
Yeah, still not. You gotta work. Be quicker than that. Come on, Leo. Come on, I know you can do it. So I think the Game of Thrones series as a whole, like, they've had so much notoriety with using people that aren't as famous. Like, obviously Sean Bean, Peter Dinklage, the Mountain, I guess you could say, even though he wasn't like famous in the acting word. And also the guy that played Walder Frey, the guy that played Filch in the Harry Potter series. They made this series so great off of essentially no-name actors in, I guess, the American setting.
It's good to see them grow to be great actors,
right,
instead of like, we always have to cast the same characters. Because when you do that, I feel like it takes away from like the immersion,
right,
in a way. Because Game of Thrones is one of those series you watch and you kind of like feel like you're in there, and you're involved with characters, the character development, their stories. Yeah. And I think when you put like big name actors who have been in other things that's already happened for you, it's hard to see them in that way. Yeah,
and that's like, for example, Sean Bean doesn't last past the first season. Huge spoiler, I know.
Dude, way to go.
Yeah. So, but I was like, dude, like, he's a great character, but he was also Boromir, and then he doesn't make it past the first season. So you're just like, okay, like, it lets me go after, or like connect to the other characters.
It'd be like how you watch Peaky Blinders, and it'd be like if you could only see Cillian Murphy as the Scarecrow.
Right. Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. But I can't watch this anymore. So I feel like this is going to open the floodgates to them just being like, well, we're just cast anybody that was in a major movie once to the prequel and people fucking buy it or stream it because
they love paying for cameos too, because like the thing that'll get you to watch like an episode is like, well, this guy's in it.
Yeah, like Ed Sheeran was in one.
Vince Vaughn's in it.
Oh no,
that's weird.
It's Vince Vaughn and I'm Vince Vaughn, Pork Jamal. And then Coldplay was in an episode, or a couple of the members from Coldplay were in Game of Thrones once, and I'm like, huh? And I didn't know until they pointed it out. I'm like,
they're
okay.
Living La Vida Loca, aren't they?
Yeah. Living La Vida Loca. La Vida. So, and the last story we have for today is the Beastie Boys, which, obviously one of my top 10 favorite hip-hop groups in general. They are releasing what I would call like a coffee table book, like of pictures and stories from their career.
So the thing I always wanted Beastie Boys to release was a children's book. Instead of No Sleep until Brooklyn, it's like, no sleep for Timmy.
No sleep for Timmy.
Then you can just like change the name for it.
Yeah, just like a white erase, like you just. So they're coming out with this book, and they kind of talked about how they played Bonnaroo in 2009 with Ad Rock right before he passed away, and this book was just like they're trying to dedicate it to him and his memory, and something that they kind of dreamed up back then, but they never went through with it.
I kind of like you can go from like, I'm a rock star, but I want to release a book.
Yeah, like
that's my dream.
Like Jay-Z's got books out, Rev Run has books out now. It's kind of like, all right, well, I guess if anybody can, we can,
I mean, if it keeps the lights on.
Ghost Riders.
Keeps the lights on.
But a little fun fact about them, I mean, not many people know that they started out as a punk band, like originally, before they got signed to Def Jam, when Def Jam was like in its early prime. Like them and Run DMC were like the big acts that got signed to Def Jam, like back in the day. Okay. One of the first can you take a guess at one of the first up and coming, I'll say Starlet to give you kind of a hint, they opened for in one of their first concerts?
I guess like big famous?
Yeah.
Right, like Madonna?
Yeah. Ding, ding, ding. It was Madonna. Good job.
My only like ones
like a virgin. Like I'm just picturing them like doing their shit, like punk band.
Just weird, though, like,
and then she comes up like a virgin.
Like to think of them together.
Yeah, I know. But I was like,
who goes to that show and be like, this is weird.
I was like, that's kind of odd, but all right, that's cool though. So and then they started opening up for Run DMC as they got big, and as they switched to hip hop over punk bands and stuff. So.
I'm surprised that Def Jam took a chance to do punk band.
Yeah,
back then.
Yeah,
and you can only picture Beastie Boys as the way they are now.
Yeah, and what they've done, So I myself, I'll probably get it just because it'll be like a cool read just to see the pictures and stuff, because they were like in their they were 18, 19 when they got famous.
Yeah,
and even they said that in this article. They're like, we didn't think it would be this big, and we were still kind of starstruck over it, and they still get recognized all the time in New York. I'm like, well, duh. If I saw one of the Beastie Boys, like, what? So, but I think
it's going to wrap up our dry news week. Till next week.
Yeah, dry as our DMs, not dry as everything else around here.
So, as always say it. I'm going to say it. I'm going to keep saying it. Please subscribe to our YouTube if you like what you hear. You can also listen to us on SoundCloud if that floats your boat. We're working on getting ourselves on Spotify and iTunes as well, just to get more options so you can listen to us.
But we also just created a Twitter at Better1 Podcast.
Yeah, every link will be in the description. And as always, just have a better one.
You have a great one.
I'm cutting that.
I know.
Tell that bartender, make that motherfucker stronger. I wanna go